He's just pretending.
Oh my goodness.
He's pretending.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the controversy surrounding GoFundMe and the Freedom Convoy up there in Ottawa, Canada, featuring the truckers who are protesting against the ridiculous virus restrictions, mandates, lockdown, etc. Now, after the page got about $10 million in donations, GoFundMe pulled the plug and said, nope, no more giving to the Freedom Convoy. We're not going to have them on our platform anymore. They violated the terms of service. Now, what they tried to do after that now has the federales involved, and somebody might go to the penitentiary, big rocks to little rocks. Now, there's a whole lot here. Let's back up first, just so we're on the same page with each other and so you have proper context. Now, the Freedom Convoy, as I said, it's all about protesting the ridiculous mandates and lockdowns and restrictions. And it's not really a political thing. It shouldn't be, because really it's about freedom. That's exactly what it says. Freedom Convoy. It's not about voting for that person, voting for this person. It's not a political thing at all. It's about freedom, just as a human being, period. That's what it's about. But a lot of these politicians up there in Canada and in the US and other parts of the world, perhaps, they want to make it be political. Oh, these crazy right-wing conspiracy theorists, they don't want Canadians to be safe, and it's a violent uprising, all this, that, and the third. That's what GoFundMe was saying, talking about they got word from law enforcement that it's become unruly and dangerous and an occupation, all this, that, and the third, and they're violating terms of service. So that's why they pulled the plug on the donation page. But I find that kind of hard to believe. I find it hard to believe that GoFundMe would pull the plug because it was dangerous and it was occupation. Because remember Chaz Chop out there, what was that, Free Out of Washington? The Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. And then it became Capitol Hill Organized Protest. That's why they call it Chaz Chop. People died during that. I mean, literally lost their life. Not just somebody was on drugs and they OD'd and died. That probably happened. I'm talking about people who lost their life. They got killed. 2 young black men, teenagers, were murdered out there by the so-called occupants of Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, Organized Protest, whatever you want to call it, right? One of the fathers of the young men that were killed were on TV crying, tears. It was crazy. It really was. And may they rest in peace, and prayers out to their family. But not only did GoFundMe allow at least one that I see, probably more, GoFundMe pages to stay up that gave directly to Chaz Chop, they also promoted it. And I'll place that on the screen before you. And if you don't believe me, I'll place all my links in the description box. Not only is that promo still up on GoFundMe's Twitter page, the fund itself is still up on GoFundMe's website. So how does Chaz Chop not violate the terms of service, but the Freedom Convoy does? As you saw in the beginning of that guy flopping on the ground, that's pretty much all the violence that you have at these the so-called right-wing protests in Ottawa, Canada. The mayor came out and he's trying to restrict it. The mayor of Ottawa, he's trying to restrict the convoy, talking about, oh, they've become aggressive. And the stories I'm hearing are so soft, talking about they went to a soup kitchen and they were harassing the workers, trying to get some free food. It's like, wait a minute. Isn't that what a soup kitchen does? I mean, why would a soup kitchen not give out soup to hungry people? That's like their whole mission. So what's the problem? Okay, I don't really understand how that's like somehow a problem. And then also, the mayor was talking about the honking, because that's a whole big central part of the protest. You know, you got truckers out there, the big 18-wheelers, they're honking the horn. They honking the horn. And they're doing that a lot. He says the honking is tantamount to psychological warfare. It's like, really, sir? Honking is psychological warfare? So let me get this straight. Okay, violent protest, right? It's violent extremists. One guy gets not even touched. A car inches forward a little bit, like a little teeny bit. He makes some kind of contact and falls on the ground like a little boy or a little girl, some little kid throwing a tantrum. That's the violence right there. Or maybe the violence is the honking in the horn. So honking my car horn, honking my trunk horn is like Chinese water torture. It's like being waterboarded. What's going on? They're making this be more than what it is because they don't like the political overtones to it. From their point of view, they see it as political. They see it as, well, the government was democratically elected. This is what we say, and that's where it goes. And you guys shouldn't protest because we're all liberals. What we say, that's what it is. We're their dad. You're their children. Shut up. Say nothing. So we're going to call the feds on you. We're going to call all the big tech companies on you, and we're going to get you out of here. Now, quite frankly, I don't understand why anybody's still on GoFundMe trying to send money, because we all know how that goes. They're always political. They say they're not, but they are. Remember, Cal Rittenhouse is on GoFundMe, and the money stayed in his on his page, and it wasn't released until after he won the case. It's like, well, how you going to make that decision? If I'm going through a court case, I'm innocent until proven guilty. So if I'm convicted, if I'm found guilty of killing somebody or something crazy like that, then that's one thing. But I've not been found guilty. I'm going through the process of trying to pay for my legal bills. If people don't want to pay for my legal bills and they don't want to give to me, that's one thing. But why would you take that away from me? You give me the money after I win my case. Meanwhile, I got lawyer fees and everything else. It's political stuff. But again, they'll allow certain things to go through. It's not even about, oh, this is too controversial, or there could be some criminal action going on here. Again, Chaz Chop is on the platform right now as I speak. Maybe they might watch this video and take it down, but I doubt it, because it's still been up since, what was that, 2020? So about almost 2 years now, it's still been up. So what's going on? And I almost forgot about the federales being involved. Now, what GoFundMe wanted to do was take the money that you gave after the page got shut down and give it to a charity. So let me explain that. I got to kind of flesh it out a little bit. So the plan was, okay, you gave the money and they shut the page down. So you got 10 million in monies. Where's it going to go? Now, the obvious answer is automatic refund. All right, I paid the money to this fund. It's not going to where I thought it was going to go. Just give me a refund, period. If I want to reinvest it or redistribute it, whatever I want to do, it's my decision. It's my money. But rather than doing that, they say, okay, you got to fill out a form and request your money back. And if you don't do that, which a lot of us won't do it because you just give the money and then it's just kind of out there and you don't want to go through all the trouble. If you don't follow the form, then the money will go to the charity of the Freedom Fund's choice. Now, there's some things about that I'm going to talk about for a moment. How is it Freedom Fund's choice? Because the choice would be, give it to me, the Freedom Fund. They don't have that choice. So really, it's about whoever GoFundMe approves to get the money. You see what I'm saying? That right there is called fraud. If I give money to an organization or something for a particular purpose and it winds up not going to what I thought it was going to go, like, okay, I give to cancer research. And then they say, nah, we're not going to give it to that. We're going to give it to the Chinese Communist Party in some political campaign. No, wait a minute. I did not give money to Xi Jinping. Well, you don't need money for that over there because it's one party. But you understand what I'm saying? I gave money to one particular thing. Let it go to that particular thing, not other things. If you do something like that, it's called fraud. So now you got the federales involved. I think Ron DeSantis said something. West Virginia Attorney General said something. That's going to be a problem. All because of the political stuff. So not only do you want to engage in the political back and forth, you also kind of want to bogart the money. You can't be doing that. You can't be biased politically and a criminal. That's just crazy. But hey, somebody might go to the penitentiary. They reverse course, of course, saying it's going to be an automatic refund, which is what I said from the beginning. It should have been. They reverse course, but still, you said you were going to do something different. So for that intention, for that conspiracy, somebody might go to the penitentiary, and I think it's well-deserved. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what's going on here? GoFundMe trying to take money, engaging in fraud, engaging in political favoritism. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. GoFundMe is not the way to go. You have Give, Send, Go, a bunch of other places. If I can find the list of, approved donation websites, I'll link to those in the description box. But at this point, we know what GoFundMe is. All right. I guess it's kind of easy. People know what it is. It's an easy website to trust, I suppose, with your credit card information. But we know what they do. If you give to some cause on GoFundMe and they decide later that the cause is not just, they're going to hold the money. So don't give it to them. Do not give it to GoFundMe. Because the thing is, if they keep having these fundraisers that are successful, they make their money. So they don't really care about any kind of outside noise. All we could do is just not give them any money. Okay, some may not see donating to a charity through GoFundMe as giving GoFundMe money, but it is, because they make money from what we give them. Don't send any money through GoFundMe, period. Go to alternative platforms or directly straight to them. Send them a check in the mail, send them some money, send them some supplies. That's what's happening right now in the street of Ottawa. The truckers are being sent supplies, physical, hard supplies on the ground. If you can't do that, that's fine. But I think that's probably the best way to get the goods straight to the people rather than going through these third-party platforms that have their own agenda. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.